it's dollars per square foot. You can get sort of statistical problems with the median, so the dollars per square foot's a good way to look. And remember earlier we were talking about the inventory is really constrained, it's really low. And so the blue line is what on the MLS, what they're asking for. This is for the whole of Orange County. And so you can see just recently, because of the constrained inventory and we're coming into the summer, people went from asking for $260 a square foot almost all the way up to $300 a square foot. But really interesting, the red line is what the stuff is going for in reality on the MLS. And they're getting their $260 a square foot, which is exactly what they got in January of this year. So just because you ask more doesn't mean you get more. And there's a lot of real estate investors here, and Mike and I have ran into some problems on the appraisers, and what Mike and I think is happening is the banks kind of know what's going on. They know what's coming down the pike, a lot of homes, and so they're pressuring the appraisers to be very, very conservative on the appraisers. So even though on the MLS you can ask for the world, if it doesn't appraise for it, you ain't going to get it.
So here we've got the Irvine market. You see it's been steadily dropping, and then again the same story. A lot of wishful thinkers there at the beginning of 2012, about a 15% difference between what people are asking and what houses are selling for. So again, the same story. I'm not really sure what caused that bump up in asking price, but it caught us by surprise when we started looking at these charts. Yeah.
And then here's our city that's near and dear to our house, Long Beach. Same thing here, So I think what it is people are starting to realize the inventory is constrained. There's not much out there, so the real estate agents are telling them people, oh yeah, I think we can get a little bit more money, and we're coming into summer, and so they're getting a little bit excited. But you can see from the red line underneath, they're not getting any more money. That's what you should be getting from this chart. People are excited, but is it translating into more money in the pocket of the flipper? And the answer is not really. It's roughly the same. The source is Redfin. It's available to anybody for free.
So here we've got the Victorville market. Not much of a difference between the bid and ask, or the bid and the sell price, or the asking and the sell price in Victorville. The interesting thing here is you can buy a house in Victorville for $56 a foot. So to me, if I was going to be buying investment property, these are the kind of areas I would be buying in. They've been beat up pretty bad. You're buying here for less than replacement cost. You've got a pretty good price to rent ratio. So to me personally, buy and hold. What's that?
Victorville, that's our Memphis.
That's our Memphis, pretty much.
Mike, you're a developer. How much would it cost, like a house in Victorville, 5-6 years old, good insulation, good roof, garage? How much would that cost per square foot to build?
Probably all in, including the land, probably about $100 a foot. So
$100 a foot, and you can pick it up for 56. That's a 40% below replacement cost. That's going to work.
So long term, you can't go wrong buying that way.
But there are some builders now that are building at about $50,000 to $55,000 a square foot.
Yeah, but I'm saying including the land, including the permits, entitlement, all that, then that's how you get up to the $100 a foot. So even though land has dropped significantly.
So we talked about some economic principles. We talked about what's going on in the global economy. We talked about the U.S. and we talked about real estate. So now we're just going to do a conclusion and bring it all together.
So where's real estate going in 2012? Modest increase in foreclosures and short sales due to the end of robo-signing and the MERS litigation delays. Basically, the big banks have settled up with the attorney generals. So we think they're going to start going through that backlog, and that's going to increase the number of distressed sales out there. Demand for real estate likely to stay steady because interest rates are going to remain low. That's going to be true 2012 and beyond. No significant improvement in shadow inventory problem. That's going to be with us as properties sell. More shadow inventory is going to appear. No significant slow grinding market with downward pressure on prices. And potential implosion or slowdown in the Eurozone or China would have a huge negative impact on the U.S. economy and the housing market. That's kind of the wild card. That's something we should all be paying attention to.
So what does this mean to me? So we know that there's a lot of foreclosures to come. We've got 3.3 in the bank. We've got a minimum of 10 million, maybe more coming. How can we, as real estate investors, how can we take advantage of this? Well, the first thing is you have to have a business plan. That business plan has to be commensurate with the type of economic environment we find ourselves in. I like Joe's business plan. He works with mobile homes. That's, we're always going to need mobile homes, but we don't need, let's face it, in America, we don't need any more Starbucks. We don't need any more Nordstroms. We don't need any more Jack in the Boxes. That stuff stinks, right, for your health. We don't need any more commercial property. We just got way too much commercial property. But people are always going to need somewhere to live. So what Joe does, I think, is great. That's low-income housing. People need somewhere to live. So you have to have a business plan. It has to work. You have to execute your business plan. You have to have some cash in the bank. It's easier to make deals with cash than without cash. You can do them without cash, but stay liquid, stay safe. Cash is king. If there's really that many foreclosures coming, and there's at least 10 million, and there's at least 1.5 million in California, better deals are coming down the pike. Don't despair. Long Beach is going to get a little bit cheaper, and it's going to get better. Okay? Take action, be careful and strategic, be risk adverse. So we talked about the short sales before, right? When you do a short sale, Mike showed you the chart. Short sales are going to be huge in 2012 and 2013. The bank's finally starting to grow a brain. They used to be the two S's, slow and stupid. Now they're just slow. And so they're starting to work out that short sales is better for them than an REO. So, yeah, probably. But, the thing is that when you do a short sale, how much risk are you taking? Really not that much, It's more controlled. It's not like going to the trustee sale where, make a mistake, So now is not the time to go all in. I mean, I think everybody can see that. And there's going to be a seminar. Bruce is going to give a seminar, All In or Fold. He's going to talk about it on Saturday. Try to keep some financial powder dry. There may be the greatest opportunity in our lifetime coming, maybe 5-6 years down the road when things get really cheap. I think condos are going to get down to 50 grand again in Long Beach. That's my personal opinion. They're going to go down to 50 grand. Down from 325 to 350. They're like 100 now. I think they'll get to 50. That's a pretty good buying opportunity. It's almost Stockton prices, Reggie. But we're not in Stockton. So if you want to make money, think short term, okay? Think about wholesaling, right? You're only in there, you're in and out, you're not taking much risk, right? Hard money lending. There's a good hard money lender in the back, Reggie. There's other hard money lenders that are good too, right? So you can lend money to these guys. They'll lend it out to flippers at 12%. That's great. It's short-term stuff. You're in and you're out. You're not taking much risk. And, and flipping is good too. It's flipping's, you're in, hopefully if you know what you're doing, you're in and out in, 4 to 7 months, something like that. So you're basically buying and selling in the same market, and that's a good thing. So short-term means less risk. Joint venture with owners and investors to reduce risk. Maybe you have something and another person, maybe you've got time, another person's got cash. This is how Mike Cantu got started with Mick Blackwell. Mick Blackwell had the brains and the cash, and I'm not sure what Mike had. He had the time, I guess. But it's proven. I should take that off the. What's that? Yeah. So you joint venture with people that have got different talents from you, and if you're a partner with someone, make sure you're a good partner, make sure you're honest, make sure you're not wasting anybody's time, make sure that you're bringing something to the table. There's going to be a lot of foreclosures, guys. I mean, there's plenty for everybody, right? Everybody else is watching TV. They're not FIBI. So, and Mike was saying there's less risk in lower priced areas because they're closer to the bottom. They've taken, look, Victorville's taken a massive hit, right? There's not too much hit left in. If it goes down 20%, how much is that? Another $10,000? I mean, Victorville's been hit pretty hard, right? Same with some of these other areas. Stockton, Sacramento, more Stockton than Sacramento. Buy and hold in areas that have seen big price drops, and it's all, when you do buy and hold, it's all about cash flow. You've got to have the cash flow. No such thing as a $100 a month positive cash flow property. That's a fantasy. You're gonna get a water heater, you're gonna get a roof go on you, and then your $100 a month is gonna be gone for like 3 years, right? So look for $400 a month positive cash flows. Be patient. We're not running out of distressed properties anytime soon. Go out there and make some money.
So this is some further reading we recommend. This is Endgame, one of the books we gave out, John Malden, Jonathan Tepper. Another very good book, Age of Deleveraging by Gary Schilling. And at the bottom there, we've got a couple of websites that we really like. Global Economic Analysis, that's a guy named Mish Shedlock. He's talking about real estate, but also everything going on in the global economy. Same with Calculated Risk. And Dr. Housing Bubble is fantastic for Southern California real estate.
So, like we said, FIBI rocks. I mean, this is the content club. Thanks, Jeremy, for starting it all those years ago. We have a FIBI club too. Feel free to come and visit us. Oh yeah, and Alice. Sorry, Alice. And we've got one too. And we're on May the 1st. We've got Kim Taylor coming down. She's talking about the right way to raise money. There's all sorts of rules about raising private money. You want to make sure you get that right, because private money is great, and there's a certain things you can do, accredited investors or not. So if you guys feel like coming down and hanging out with us, that'll be a good one.
So as Reggie was saying earlier, we're sponsoring Pete Fortunato, Dykes Boterford are coming out June 9th and 10th. You're going to talk about IRAs, how to make money in your IRAs, tax-free investing. So that's it. Thank you guys very much for your attention.
Take 2 or 3 questions.
Okay. All right. Go ahead.